Hey everybody, welcome to Snow Talk. This is Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. I should really call this the lack of snow talk. But as always, this will be the headline until we're out of the snow season. And it varies year to year, and it looks like the long-term trends are for a colder than normal March. So maybe until after St. Patrick's Day before I can switch Snow Talk back into Storm Talk mode again. But anyway, let's talk about the stats, and then we'll dive into the details of how things are looking down the road. Not impressive still for our season total. 5-1 is where we stand. 7-4 is where we should be. 19.6 is last year. Now, we were forecasting for this winter for us to see back and forth on temperatures. No prolonged Arctic cold that would sit around for weeks on end like we saw last year. So far, that's played out fairly well. We also forecast that we would get a similar snow amount for a season, but in fewer snow events. It would not snow as much. Now, we're getting the fewer snow events down, that's for sure, but we're not getting much out of those few events so far to get us to that level. And I think we still have a chance to get above normal. Normal is 1.5 feet, 12.5. Will we get to the 26, which is the total for last year? That's a little more doubtful. It would have to be nearly a record-setting storm for that to happen. But, hey, anything can happen around here, guys. You know how it works. But, anyway, not giving up yet is the point. All right, here we go on the snowboard. The 13th, there looks to be an Arctic boundary that will drop down. It's hard to tell how much moisture this is going to have really with it, but there is at least a chance for a rain to snow setup. So I'm going to give just a half a Twix bar for right now on a scale of 0 to 10. Now, after that, on the 18th to the 20th period, I think there's going to be a southern system involved, and I'll talk more about that here in just a second. Let me run down what's happening right now, and we've had some hazy sunshine. I'm looking at our SkyTrack camera at the moment over at Jim Patterson Field, and I see the Cards are out there practicing right now, and there's blue sky overhead. So it will vary on the amount of cloud cover, and that will influence temperatures today. I don't think we're going to get to 46, but I do think we have a chance at least getting into the 40s later on. Right now we're 36. See the colder air north and east of us. You know, Cincinnati's around 28. Cloud deck there has been a little bit thicker, and the sun cannot penetrate that as easily, so that's the reason why it's colder north and east, milder to the south. So let's talk about the good news. And there is good news if you like warm weather in February. And I love snow, but these warm spells in the wintertime, they put everybody in the good mood. They really do. They get everybody outside the house. They get you in cleaning things up. You start running chores, and you see people that you thought were in hibernation since October. You haven't seen in a long time. You realize what everybody has done with their hair and how they look now. Anyway, things overall look good on Saturday. I think we're talking about upper 50s. Maybe close to 60 if we get enough of a south flow, and I'm not ruling that out. Sunday will not be as pretty of a day because there will be more clouds, but the flow is stronger out of the south, so we will actually be warmer. If we do not get the cloud cover as thick as what could happen, we could go higher than what we're showing. Right now we're thinking around 62, but if it stays sunny longer in the day than expected, we could get close to 65 later in the day. That's going to feel good. Then we get some rain showers into Sunday evening, overnight. There's not a lot of moisture. Most of this looks to be north and east. A few spotty showers when we roll it out. Then we turn colder on Monday as we head into time. So we'll keep an eye on how this is going to play out for us. It's a system that we've been tracking that kind of digs here in the east and heads out. The Washington, D.C. area and the big cities are more interested in than we are because there's a chance this could enhance a little bit and become more of a big snow event for them. For us, again, the main core is going to just barely miss us. After that, we get the Arctic front that I was talking about on the 13th. That will build up here in Canada and then drop down on that Friday the 13th and then influence the Valentine's weekend with the cold air mass. And then we look to see what's happening down here to get things more exciting. Let me show you how that's all going to play out. First off, here's the system that drops down Sunday to Monday. Here's the GFS. See, it's pointing out just a very light hint of gray. That's some very light moisture. And the Buffett soundings from the atmosphere. Here's the ground. Here's way up high above our heads. Do show support here for enough low-level moisture. There could be some snow flurries and snow showers around early Monday. We took it out yesterday. We may put it back in today, given that there's just enough shallow moisture to maybe see that. But we should stay above freezing, so we're not expecting any problems there. The latest Euro just came in a little further to the east, but here's the rain. It doesn't really bring the rain in here until after midnight Sunday and early Monday, before India's maybe is a flurry. But again, so far this system does not look to be a big deal for us. All right, looking long term here, about the, I would say, mid portion here of February, we're going to have, these are ensembles. This is the GFS ensemble showing the cold core over the east. These are not temperatures, by the way, so don't look at this as cold and this is very, very warm. These are heights, the atmosphere heights. It tells us pressure levels, basically. And it's telling us that there's going to definitely be a colder core in the east. And then you get a ridge in the west part of the country that should signify warmth. But then you get a potential for low pressure to track under that ridge and try to sneak in and do an attack from the south. And these are ensembles, not actual models. So that gives us better confidence. And when I looked at the GFS, it was kind of doing the same thing. It was sitting on the same idea that we would have colder air at play. This actually would be an Arctic high the way it's looking now, drawing in cold air across the east, and then we try to get a low pressure that gets either cut off or it tries to slide underneath. And the way things are looking, the pattern tries to flatten out once we go toward the 20th, and it will try to eject. Whatever develops here in the southwest will likely then work its way eastbound. At that point, we then got to watch to see what happens. Do we get a southern storm or not? Can't tell you that. Can't answer that yet, but at least the pattern is looking more interesting. It's been that way for about a good 8 days now. It's looked that way for the end of February, and so far the data is still going strong, so stay tuned. All right, see you guys today beginning at 5 o'clock. Thanks for watching.